What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This will be part of my solar install, but I figured I'd break off and just do an unboxing on this 60 amp Rover charge controller from Renogy. Just an unboxing, not how to use, just a simple unboxing. I'm going to go over the directions a little bit, do a little bit of rating on it. I'm not going to hook it up. I will hook it up and make another video on how to use it once I get it installed. But I've always had good luck with Renogy, great customer service. I've actually had a couple different types of solar, and I'm going to go with Renogy. A little bit more expensive, but they seem to work really good. This is the Renogy 60 amp. It's for 12 volt, 24 volt, 36 volt, and 48 volt DC. It's an MPP solar charge controller also. It's not the MVP or whatever the other one is that you really don't want to get. I don't even remember what it's called. It's got the auto parameter adjustable LCD, which means you can control when you want your batteries to charge. You can have it when you want it to shut off and on. I'll go over the directions here just real quick. I wanted to do an unboxing. This unit also has the Bluetooth, which is compatible with cell phones. It has a short circuit protection. Wattage is up to 1600 watts. 12 volt DC, of course. This has a full system protection. It's meant to safeguard your system. The self-diagnostic capability can assess and protect against reverse polarity. If you hook it up wrong or whatever. If you hook it up wrong, it's going to shut off. Your battery's hooked up wrong, it's going to shut off. Still pay attention to what you're doing. Don't think you're just going to hook it up and it's going to save you, but it has some protections in it, which is nice. A lot of them don't. They'll destroy your batteries, or you'll destroy the unit if you don't get the right one. I'm running 800 watts, so I want to be safe. That's not a lot, but that's enough to fry something. Start a fire in my RV, that wouldn't be good. Not at all. Has your typical 4-stage charging, your bulk, your absorption, your float, and equalization, which is nice to have. It plays with the battery. It just doesn't slam juice into it and shut it off, and slam juice into it again and shut it off. It regulates the battery, or batteries, however many have you hooked up. The batteries at this will take multiple batteries. It'll take the sealed lead acid, gel, flooded, and lithium iron phosphate. Lithium ion, all the batteries that you can possibly even get. It'll probably take care of them, and if you hook up a wrong battery that this is not compatible with, it'll just shut off and not do it. I'm hoping. But all my batteries are good. I either run an AGM. I plan on upgrading to a lithium ion in about 25 years when the price comes down. But I don't have $4 grand to run out and buy 4 lithium ion batteries. I'm running 2 AGMs with this unit. It'll work fine. A lot of high rankings. I've done a lot of reviews. Read a lot of reviews, I should say, and most of the stars are 4 out of 5 with this unit. It's aluminum, so it won't get that hot. It's still going to get hot, but aluminum base it's got fins on the back of it, I guess. I haven't even opened it. I'm going to open it up right now and go over the directions and let you guys decide if you want it or not. One thing I wasn't sure on is if this one came with the temperature sensor, which is probably good to have. Cold battery is worse to try to charge than a hot battery. If it gets too cold, this won't charge the batteries, which is a good feature to have. I don't plan on running this in super cold weather anyway. I mean, I may store it in cold weather. I think it would be alright there, but I'm not going to be running it in very cold weather, or the batteries anyways. And with that being said, let's open her up. Let's see what we got here. I did already crack it open on one of my videos. I just cut it open and pulled this out and explained how I was going to cut off from installing my solar. Well, ripping a cabinet out anyway. To going over this real quick. I think I'm going to go over this first. Let's go through the directions, and you guys can pause it, slow it down, do whatever you got to do to read to see if it's compatible for what you have. A lot of people won't need nothing this big. You need to go through and add up how much power you're actually going to need. For me, this kind of overdoes it, but I like to mess around with solar. I went big, and I can run my house with it, which Because in one of my other videos too, I explained what I did with my other charge controller, which I ended up selling. I sold it and I picked this one up. But let's go over the directions here and see what we got. Alright, Renogy series Rover 60 amp. Renogy, like I said, I've never had problems with these guys. Great customer service. I've called them before and asked them questions. If you think it's a stupid question, it's not. Not when you're messing with this much power. 12 volt will put you on your butt faster than your AC current at your house. So always remember that. Let's see if I get some right lighting here. Safety. Indicates dangerous condition, use extreme caution. Yeah, go over all that stuff. Some people don't know though. If this is new to you, you're gonna want to read a little bit about everything. I gotta try to get some different light here. Alright, that's a little better. You can pause it, read it if you want. Just gonna go over the basics here, see what we got. Positive, yeah, it's pretty simple. Equalization is carried out only for non-sealed, vented, flooded, wet cell lead acid batteries. So, gotta make sure you get the right battery. This one here, I'm pretty sure you don't need to select what type of battery it is. I could be wrong. I'm gonna go into directions here. I'll answer your questions if you need to know, and I'll see if I can find it in directions. I believe this one's automatic. It should sense what battery you need. I'm pretty sure. I know as much as you guys do right now, but I'll go into that more when I actually install it. So it'll be on a playlist. Just watch the playlist. Yeah, I say that a lot too. Connect your battery terminals to the charge controller before connecting the solar panels. So you always connect your batteries first. And if you disconnect your unit, disconnect your panels first from the charge controller, because you could damage it. So I'm sure it has a safety feature, but don't test that feature. You may confuse the controller. Just always hook your batteries up first when you're hooking the panels up or the charge controller up. And if you disconnect everything, disconnect your panels first. Here's your general information. Charge controller is intelligent controller suitable for various off-road grid solar applications. Key features: automated detect. Yeah, okay. Well, automatic detect for your 12, 24, and 36 volt. It's the MPPT charge controller, which is a good to have. It's pretty good. Deep cycle sealed gel flooded and lithium battery option ready. It's got electronic protection, reverse protection, customizable charging voltages, which I like. You can go in there and you can control when you want your battery on and when you want it to stop charging. The RS232 port, that's your Bluetooth port, which is nice to have also. You can get right on your phone and check the diagnostics of your battery, what you're bringing in, what you're using. So, current boost will boost up the current in the solar system. The current doesn't have to come out instead of the power generators. Pretty wild. I'm new at this too. I'm just showing all you newbies. It shows you quite a bit. Really goes into detail on it. It shows the difference. Current versus voltage, output power, limiting effectiveness. Here's your 4 charging stages. I just recently purchased a battery that has 3, a battery charger that has 3, just to mimic solar charging for my solar batteries. In case I need to fire up the generator to keep my batteries charged. I don't want to run out the converter in this old RV. Heard a lot of bad stories about them catching on fire. I don't even want to use it. I'll use it if I have to. It says the bulk charge, constant charging, boost charge, float charge. Like I said, you guys can pause it if you can read it. You should be able to. I'm holding it as well as I can. Here's a diagram of what it does, on how it's hitting the battery. Okay, here's your additional components. You can get the remote temperature sensor, which this didn't come with. I may order it just to be on the safe side. But it did come with the Bluetooth, this device here. It came with that. I didn't get the M1 gigabyte data module. I didn't get that. You can select Renogy charge controllers. Oh, it's used to pair charge controllers together. A lot of people do that when they run thousands of watts. They'll put two controllers together. Probably takes all the strain off of one charge controller. There's the identification parts. I believe you can use up to 6 gauge wire on this also, which is nice, because that's what I have. Seems pretty sturdy. Installation, yeah, get yourself a meter if you're new at this. For one, you want to test all your batteries before you hook this up. Anytime you do solar, get a balanced charge your batteries. I've said this quite a bit. Don't hook all your batteries up and charge them all at once off of this unit. What I do is the charger that I have, that I just explained a couple seconds ago, it has a 3-stage. It's an AC charger, regular battery charger, but what it does is if I'm running 4 batteries, I won't hook them all up. I will charge each battery individual and try to get them to the closest possible voltage per each battery. And that's where this comes in. Get yourself a multimeter. Test each battery, then hook them up. And then what I'll do is I'll charge them again with the charger, let it float for a while, and then I hook up the charge controller. Make sure your batteries are good, because batteries are expensive. You don't want to lose your batteries. You maintain your batteries will last you a very, very long time. Very long time. It tells you everything. Don't tighten up screw terminals, refer to technical specifications for max wire size. So it's going to show you in this manual, I'm assuming. If it doesn't, and we don't get there, you got to gauge your right wire. Don't go hooking up a 16 gauge wire and run it to your batteries. You'll burn everything up. It'll fry. It'll fry. I mean, I use these bad boys. This I use for test between batteries to equalize them, actually. But this is 2-aught wire. I won't go no lower than 2-aught. I actually put these lugs on myself, and I bought a little device to crimp them. But yeah, don't go skimpy on your wire. Don't do that. This is the inverter that I'm using, and there's my fuse, my NL fuse, 300 amp, and this is what I have coming into this is 2-aught coming in. You know, so don't go skimpy on your wire. It's expensive. I paid $10 a foot for that stuff a year ago. I'm sure it's more. And when you bring them in, try to make your wires the same length no matter what. That's why I ran this up in a loop, to configure this in and keep all my wire the same length as much as possible, to get the most efficiency out of your batteries and everything else. Yeah, don't unscrew terminals. And sometimes on the terminals, that's what it's explaining here, don't over tighten them. I'll go in there with a little piece of wire wool or something and I'll wipe them off. Even if it's a brand new unit like this, I'll go in there and I'll wipe them off. You gotta have a good connection. This shows you how to take it apart. To get your wires in there. Shows what each one is. Shows you even which way to turn it, left or right. Some people don't know. I don't knock anybody on questions, so that's for sure. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. I'm pretty happy with Renogy though, and their directions. If you can't, you just call them up. They will help you. They actually emailed me a diagram for my setup on how I should run my panels series parallel. And we'll get into that in the playlist when I start wiring everything up. So there's the Bluetooth hookup, the temperature sensor, where that goes, the cover, mounting recommendations. Here's another thing. This has mounts on it, and they are up off the ground, but I actually take a piece of wood on everything that I do. And as of like this right here, let me turn this heater off. It's kind of cold up here. See these little slats of wood? I lift everything up. You want air to go around everything, including the charge controller. When I put that charge controller on the wall, that's where it's going in the back, I will use some more of these slats just to get the air circulating around that charge controller. Everything, even the Bluetooth, will be up about an inch from the wall. It probably doesn't get hot, but better safe than sorry. Yeah, here's the mounting recommendations. At least 3 inches from up there, 4 inches from up there. I double that. That thing's going to be sitting in the middle of nowhere because she will get warm. Just choose mining location, mark holes, drill. It tells you all that, how to do it. I like Renogy, I do. They really go into detail on their instruction manuals. And like I said, I keep saying this, if not, call them. If you're unsure, call them. Call Renogy. I suggest don't call anybody on YouTube. Some people don't know. I don't know everything. This is new to me too, but I'm just doing an unboxing. I will learn more when I hook it up, which I will be showing. So call them. They have a great customer service. They're on it. They're on it. You can even email them and they'll return your call. Yeah, it even shows you how to drill the holes. I'm going to skip over that. Install the brackets using the provided components. I don't think it came with brackets. I think that was something I had to order. I'm not sure. We'll find out when I take it out. I like to go over the directions first before I take the unit out. It might be in there somewhere. Probably in the bottom, maybe. I know that Bluetooth module better be in there because that came with it. Hope so. Operation. Rover is very simple to use. Simply connect the batteries and the controller will automatically determine the battery voltage. The controller comes equipped with an LCD screen and 4 buttons to maneuver through the menu. Yeah, this is how you set up your charging aspects of the battery, whatever you're using, whatever you feel comfortable. You gotta stay within tolerance though of the battery. There's a lot of little detail, you know, that even the directions aren't going to say that you need to do. Pay attention. Every battery is different. Here's the icon, value, state, and description. Real-time monitoring. That's good. Tells you all that. Description. Tells you what the screen does, what each one of them mean. Load state. That's good. I will, what I also do is I'll get on there and I'll find the manual and I'll download the manual to my phone so I have it on hands at all time. I do that with everything that I have. That way I have it and I can see it. Just an idea. Hope this is coming out. My screen is kind of messing with me today. Yeah, I like their directions. It shows what the lights do. Normal on. It tells you what the battery's doing. Here's your perimeter settings, which I really like that. You can see that. You set it to boost charging voltage or overcharging voltage, so it doesn't overcharge your system. You can overcharge batteries. If you nail them too hard, you'll destroy them. Like right now, my Renogy, the little 100 watt, the thing was nailing it with 14.7 volts. I think that's too much. But I checked the battery and it's not. Here's the battery types you can use. That's what it'll say on the screen, so you refer back to your manual. It'll tell you what it is if you don't know what they are. I'm pretty impressed with this. I can't wait to get into it and actually figure out how to use it too. I know the basics, that's it. I learn as I go. Yeah, it even tells you, it's got statistics in it. Number of operating days and number of over-discharges. I wonder if you can reset that. Probably by unplugging it. It's got historical data in it too. It'll show you the lowest point the battery hit of that day, and it'll show you the highest current that battery hit that day. It should also, in here somewhere, should show you what it brought in. The most it did all day and the least it brought in. I think I'm losing some light here. Screen display perimeter, device information, software, product serial number. It shows everything about that. LED indicators, status lights, battery indicator, load indicator, error indicator. This thing has a lot of features on it. I guess I'm learning to do. I'm gonna take this upstairs and I can read it. It even shows the Rover protections. PV array short, PV oversurge, load overload, load short circuit. Interesting. Over temperature. Should show under temperature too. Troubleshooting. Maintenance. Everybody's got maintenance. Yeah, make sure you got clean terminals and crimp your wires correctly. Okay, it shows your fusing too. Fusing rec might be this. I'm just reading it real fast to myself. It shows the gauge of wire, copper wire size. If you're running 16 gauge, it's going to be an 18 amp. 14 gauge is going to be 25 amp, all the way up to 130. But you have to know what gauge you're running and for the fuse and everything else. There's more to just hooking this thing up. When you get your inverter, and your inverter tells you gauge size too, once you figure out which one you want. And just kind of do the math. Here's the parameters. 60 amp, rated load current, battery voltage 9 volt to 70 volt, maximum solar input. So when which is 150 volt DC, okay? When you hook up your panels, you have to hook them up the right way too, because if you run too many panels, series parallel, then plug this thing in, you may overdo your voltage, or you may overdo your amperage. So the diagram they gave me was, I'm going to run 4 panels in series, another 4 panels in series, and then run the 2 series parallel, which keeps it under 150 volts. You have to do all the math on that stuff. You got to figure it out. Here's your dimensions. Max terminal size is 4 gauge. Okay. When it comes to wire, when you're on the positive side, I'll explain this to you. Before the double lot, when you always hear double lot, the lower the number, the thicker the wire. And then once you get into double lot, the higher the number, the thicker the wire. I have 6 gauge, so I'm going to run that. You can go up to 4 gauge. That's pretty thick. I'll use 6 gauge. It's a little smaller than 4, but not bad. Here's the weight. Battery charging parameters. It tells you basically where you should be in somewhere. Gel 16, sealed 16. Low voltage 11. I never go to 11. I will never bring my batteries to 11 volt. Not on a AGM battery. You can't make them dead. If you buy a 100 amp or 100 watt hour battery, amp hour battery, an AGM, you can only run them to 50%. So you might as well cut that in half. That's what's nice about lithium ion. You can run them dead all the way, but you can't do that with AGM or seal or anything. Some of these lithium ion batteries have little modules in them that control the heat, and it shuts them off and tells them when to turn on. It's right inside the battery when they make it. Here's your efficiency curves. That's pretty cool. Shows you how they are. Now you can see a 48 volt system is more efficient than a 12. They say to run 24 volt, but I kept it to 12. 24 volts actually more efficient, and 48 volts more efficient. Kind of like at your home. If you have let's say a water pump at your house, you're pumping out of a well, and you're running a 120 watt pump coming out of there. Next time your pump goes, wire that up different and run a 240. It sounds like you would run more power, but it's actually better efficient to run a 240 pump in your house than a 120. It's just as a comparison. There's it with the brackets. I don't think mine came with brackets, to be honest with you. These dimensions are in millimeters too, guys. So the inches in the bottom. It's pretty big. It's pretty stout. It's heavy. Well, that's it. No warranty information. What do you mean? I don't have a warranty? Let's open the box here and get that thing out. Got me some cool stickers so I can free advertise for them. Wish they'd sponsor me. I've had so much Renogy stuff and I've never had any problems with it. But I'm sure they don't need anybody to sponsor them. Got some stickers. What's this? Different languages here. Where's the American? Renogy products are backed by a limited warranty. You got to register your product for valuable warranty and production information. I don't want to register my stuff. It should come with a warranty regardless. I just want to know who buys it. Yeah. You can view our DIY installation video at youtube.com Renogy Solar, which I'll be doing tonight. So I know I don't want to fry nothing. Lots of support. You can always get a hold of them guys. Lots of support. This shows for each country. It's all basically the same. I did come with the mounts. They were hiding in the box down there. There's that. That's good. And here is that's the battery sensor. Where's my Bluetooth module? It was supposed to come with it. Well, I think I'll be calling them up. That's the battery temperature sensor. Huh. Alright, there it is. That's the Bluetooth module. Plugs in there. Well, that's good. I didn't think it came with the battery temperature sensor. That's good. Probably cost 20 bucks. That's a special plug. Well, that's good. That actually came with the unit. Here's your Bluetooth module. Came in a different box, so you can buy it separate for other devices. You want to monitor your stuff. This is good to have. Even if you already have a Rover and you don't have the Bluetooth, it's nice to have because you can monitor it right from your phone or a laptop. I have a tablet that I keep in here that has all my RV stuff in it, so I can monitor it all the way from my EMS system, my surge protector. That's the module. I'm not going to open that up. That's what it looks like. Well, maybe I'll do a review on that too. Doubt it. But the unit itself, it's packaged pretty well. I'm going to use both hands, so I'm going to take it off and then I'll turn the camera back on. I don't want to drop it. And there's the front side of it. The sun's coming through my window making shadows. I'm in the RV. But, front's plastic. This is plastic. Oh wait, that's aluminum. It's aluminum, I believe. Three lighters on it. It's pretty stout. It's pretty heavy. It's pretty big. It's big. Here's where your wires go in. Nice and big wires. Yes. Lots of power. Lots of power. Shows everything. Your battery sampling temp. That's the RJ45. That's what this is. And then here's your Bluetooth. Looks like they have two different types of Bluetooth. I would like the Wi-Fi. I want to monitor it when I'm not even around the RV. See what it's bringing in. That's the bottom. I'll flip it over and look at them fins. There's the bottom. Yeah, definitely, guys. Those fins are really close. You imagine putting that up against your wall like this. Get a little piece of board, or even maybe a piece of metal. I think a little board would work. Like I said, like I had showed in the previous video over there, how I lifted that up off the ground. I'm going to lift this up off about 1 inch too before I place it on my wall. You want nice cool air coming through here. If this gets too hot, I'll even install a fan on the top of it to keep it a little cool. I wonder if I can tap into that off of that sensor. When it gets hot, it would turn the fan on. That'd probably void my warranty. I don't recommend that. Don't do that. Don't do what I do. Yeah, pretty nice. I'm happy with it so far. I got to figure out how to use it. Like I said, this is just an unboxing. Just an unboxing. Show quality and go over the directions a little bit. That's all this is. And when I get to the point of actually installing it, I will, and setting up my own battery perimeters and everything else like that, I'll go over how to use it in a little bit more detail. I'll make a part 2 of this video, or just throw it on my solar playlist that I'm installing. That's about it, guys. With that being said, if you enjoyed it, this is what it comes with when you buy it. Your mounts, that, and mine came with the Bluetooth. I guess there's different options. You can order it without it or not. So I can't wait to hook this up. I need power. I'm running off of one battery right now, my house battery. I have 2 more AGM batteries down there that are just strictly for solar. You probably can't see them. They're down there. But with that being said, guys, like, subscribe. I need some subscribers. Need some gas money. Gas is going to go up. Probably won't be going anywhere this year. I'll just keep on working on this thing if I have to. But later, have a good day. Stay safe. Drive safe. Be safe wherever you're at. Have a good day.